Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you like this video. With that, let's get into it. The night was peacefully calm. In the usual dark room, you were wrapped up in the plush comforter of your shared bed, bonnet on it to protect your hair. Your chest rose and fell gently, the fan blowing its cool air on your slaving body. Maroon eyes shifted their gaze away from your drowsy form and back to his paperwork. The light from his desk lamp illuminated part of the small room. Bakugou wiped his tired eyes. He could feel a headache beginning to pound on the side of his head. His pen tapped on the folders of papers absent-mindedly, making sure not to disturb you from your slumber. As much as he enjoyed his job as a pro hero, he wasn't expecting the amount of paperwork he had to do. If he managed to capture one villain, a mountain of paperwork would come with it. As a stubborn person he was, he refused to send off his work to his sidekicks or intern like other pro heroes have done in the past. Irritatingly enough, this meant he had many late nights similar to this one. The blissful quietness of the room was ruined when screaming came out of the pastel baby monitor. Bakugou sighed once more. It seemed that their child could never sleep through the night. You shifted in your bed. Turning around towards Bakugou, he noticed the dark bags looming under your eyes, drug glistening on the side of your face. "I got it," you murmured, closing your tired eyes once more. He couldn't help but roll his eyes as he got up from his desk. He leaned down, placing a pick on your forehead as your head fell back down to the pillows. A small pout was on your lips, making your husband smile in front of you. "I'm awake anyway. Just go back to sleep. I can deal with Haremy," Bakugou murmured. You grunted, fluttering your eyes closed once more. With one more heavy sigh, Bakugou trailed off to his daughter's room. A small night light slightly illuminated the room. Bakugou walked forwards, towards the white crepe. His ears began to ring from her screaming. He narrowed his eyes, seeing his daughter's face scrunched up, and her mouth was open, revealing her gums. Bouncy ash blonde curls were beginning to form in her head. He picked her up, immediately shushing her. Hiromi continued to cry, fat tears escaping her tightly shut eyes. He shifted her up to see if she went to the bathroom, but no foul odor came from her diaper. She continued screaming, causing Bakugou to groan once more. "Please shut up, baby. I know you're upset, but you need to be quiet," he grumbled, bouncing her in his strong arms. Slowly, Hiromi began to calm down. She sniffled and fluttered her eyes open, an exact copy of your own. Bakugou looked down at his now calm daughter, resisting the urge to smile. She opened her mouth again, babbling in her language, and reaching her arms up to try and touch his face. "Did you do all that just because you wanted attention?" he grumbled, narrowing his eyes at Hiromi. She giggled, patting her small hands onto Bakugou's pale skin. Bakugou's ears picked up on your soft chuckles. He turned his body to see you kneeling by the door. A small smile dawned on your lips. "She's a daddy's girl, that's for sure. She never calms down like that for me," he muttered, sauntering over to your family, you took her from Bakugou's arms, only for her to make grabbing motions towards Bakugou. Her face was beginning to scrunch up again. To avoid the repeat of before, Bakugou quickly slipped his daughter back into his arms. See? Proof. I can't win with her. She's just trying to steal my husband. You joked. Bakugou rolled his eyes, putting a finger in front of Hiromi, who gripped it tightly. He couldn't shield the smile on his pink lips. I never thought that my life would be like this, he murmured, softly bouncing his daughter up and down. You quirked an eyebrow up, confused on why I was discussing this right now. What do you mean, honey? You asked. Bakugou shrugged, as Hiromi was beginning to close her eyes once more. Mouth parted open. I thought that I would just be the #1 hero. I would be in magazines everywhere, adored by everyone, defeating idiot villains who claimed they're stronger than me. He sighed, putting his now sleeping daughter back into the crib. He leaned against a small crib, watching Hiromi's soft breathing. Isn't that already what's going on? He questioned. Bakugou momentarily glared at you, before looking softly at his daughter once more. I didn't expect to meet anyone, and here you come into my life, ruining all of that. I'm the #2 hero, and Nick was #1. Bakugou grumbled. He looked away, mouth beginning to frown as negative thoughts passed through you. Was he unhappy with his life now? Would he try to leave you and Hiromi? But I wouldn't trade this for the world. I wouldn't trade the two of you if I could magically become the #1 hero, even if my life isn't what I expected. He trailed off. He gently rubbed Hiromi's fat blushed cheeks. I'd never get this up, he murmured. Your heart fluttered. Upon hearing Bakugou's confession to you, he walked over, placing your hand onto his cheek, and placing a soft peck on his lips. He returned your affection, hands sneaking their way to your lips. I love you so much, Katsuki, he whispered, nose touching. A small chuckle erupted from his lips. Yeah, I know. You huffed softly at his arrogance. But he was right. You always made it known that you loved him. But you didn't mind. You never did. Come on, we should go before I wake her up again, he murmured, clutching his warm hand. He grunted in agreement as they walked out of the room together. As you plopped back into the king-sized bed, Bakugou went back to his desk. He pouted once more as he began to work. Katsu, he muttered out. He clicked his tongue, taking his reading glasses off and turning the lamp on. Alright, I'm coming. God, you're so needy, he grumbled, taking his shirt off, revealing his toned body. He went into the bed and pulled a blanket over his head. His strong arms were wrapped against your waist, slightly trailing up and down. The smell of caramel was wafting through him. Nighty suit, Pomeranian, he muttered. He rolled his eyes at you once more. He hated the nickname you had called him on your first date, and to think you'd be the person he'd marry and have a child with. I love you, you stupid hag. His eyes fluttered closed, the vent continuing to blow cool air on your hot bodies. The moonlight crept through the dark blinds. The baby monitor was silent once more. The peaceful night continued as it should, and Bakugou, he didn't want anything to change. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I hope you enjoyed listening to this as much as I did making it. Anyway, goodbye.